Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, we're getting there. I think guys are working hard. So the culture of the team and the unit, is heading in the direction we wanted to go. So we're excited about that. But a lot of work to do yet.
What are you seeing out of Trayvon and Josh up front?
Just really excited about those guys. I mean, obviously their ability to rush, but they've done a really good job in the run game to this point too. Their technicians and their D-line coaches have done a great job with them to this point. So I'm really, really pleased with their effort. And they're great guys too, man. They're guys you love to coach. And if you can't coach those guys, you shouldn't coach.
And this is the first time he's ever worked his own defense. So in your perspective, how has he been doing in that transition?
Who are you asking about? Jari. Yeah. I think he's done a great job the whole camp. He's really, really diligent in the meetings, super detailed in all the drill work, and I think it's showing up here in practice, in 7-on-7 and in team situations. But I've been really fired up about him because he's a really bright guy and he's a competitor. He's definitely got the ability to play man-to-man and play sticky, but he's got good ball skills and he's got a ton in his body in terms of physically. He can stop, start. He's just a really good cover guy. He's got a really, really big skill set, wide-ranging skill set. I think obviously like anything, time will tell, but I think he's got a ton of ability, and I'm really, really excited about where he can go this year. I think this is a big opportunity for him, and I think he's going to do a really good job for us.
Can we get this one on the record? How do you pronounce your last name?
Pronounce my last name? How do I pronounce my last name?
Yes. How do you pronounce it versus?
In Italian, it's Campanile.
Yes.
But everybody says Campanile, so I just roll with the punches. But just don't call me late for dinner. That's about
there we go. That's what we need. That's what we need. Emmanuel Agba said that your connection with him, part of why he's here. If you could just speak to where that relationship starts in Miami to where it is today.
Yeah, I love that guy, man. He's such a great human being, and if you've had the chance to be around him, he really is. He's a great guy. Super competitive guy, but a technician, like on the field, run game, pass game. He's been great for a lot of our younger players too, because he's got not only does he have a great skill set, but he's really got a wealth of knowledge, and has had a ton of success in his career to this point, and knows a lot of stuff that we're doing in the system. So yeah, I love Og. I was really, really fired up about getting him here, and I'm happy he's here.
Edge 3 role that many believe has been lacking here for a couple of seasons now.
I think that's an important piece because that guy, when you go back at the end of the year, that guy has a ton of production for you. The next guy in, and Emmanuel's a guy that we gain a ton when he's out there on the field. Like I said, wealth of knowledge, great competitor. We have a really good player against the run, and a guy that's had a lot of success in his career as a pass rusher. So that was a really, really important piece for us.
For guys like Trayvon, Josh, Devin, 3 coordinators in 4 years, how challenging is that for those guys?
Yeah, I would imagine it's challenging. I think the thing that I really try to focus on is, our relationship with our players, my relationship with them, trying to get them to be the best possible player they can be. And I can imagine, that's hard. A lot of transition, never easy. But my experience with those guys has been nothing but, they've been unbelievable. Just total pros, and they've been really, really hungry every day coming in to learn. Obviously, the meeting room out here in the field.
So how hard is it for a guy to kind of play when maybe they're not truly comfortable with the way their body feels?
I wouldn't know that. They'd probably be better suited to answer that question. But I really like the way they look right now. I think they're really moving well, and they got a ton of strength, which you need that. You need strength at the point of attack. You got to play physical. You got to be able to whip blocks. Be violent on the line of scrimmage. So they look really good. I love what they've done this offseason, and our strength staff's done an unbelievable job with these guys. They've been grinding them, and it's showing out here.
They come to you and go, hey, look, we want to be lighter than we were last year.
No, it's really more so just we meet, as an organization, with the strength staff, and just kind of look at where we think the best way for those guys to go is in terms of their weight, but also, in my opinion, when you're a pro, you usually know, hey, when am I at optimal speed? Where am I my strongest? Where I'm not losing strength or losing speed. And I think those guys did a great job of that the offseason when they were away from here, coming back in great shape.
Your impressions of
having a share of player?
What's it like having to share a player?
Share Travis Hunter with the offense, with the meetings. What's it like having to manage that?
You know what? I mean, honestly, I've coached in high school, college, and pro, so I feel like I've done that a lot. He's a special guy because he's really, really a bright guy. I know you guys have gotten the opportunity to meet him, but all the coaches, everybody's been really impressed with his ability to retain the information. He's been out here with us, obviously on defense, and I know he's on offense today. But he's done a great job with that, and I can't imagine another guy being any better suited to handle that. Travis is really certainly suited to do that.
Coach said last Wednesday out there with the defensive.
Yeah,
coach.
he was out with us last Wednesday.
What'd you think when you saw him out there?
I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm fired up to have him out there, and he did a very good job, getting out there, and he's done a great job with Coach Milas and Coach Lascari, a couple of the other coaches on staff, just spending time, and he's doing extra every day, so I have a ton of respect for everything that he's done.
How's it going to work? Are you going to have to negotiate for him during games? Like, hey, we need him on the defensive side?
That's up to the head guy. But no, we have a plan for Travis, and excited to put that in place, and it's been going very well to this point. So we're excited to keep it moving throughout the course of the preseason and regular season.
Sorry, Coach. What can bring in veterans like Jordan Lewis and Eric Murray kind of do for the secondary?
I think those guys are great communicators. You really gain a ton when guys are good communicators on the back end, because to us, like when you're talking about the pillars of defense, that's number one. Like communication leads to anticipation, right? And big plays are made with anticipation. If I know it's one or two things, I'm going to be super aggressive, and I'm going to have the opportunity to seize the moment and make a play. That often happens with guys that are good communicators and guys that are focused. A veteran guy usually brings that to the table, but they're elite in that regard. And not just that, they're both really good players. So I have a ton of confidence in those guys, and I think the guys around them have really enjoyed having them around, because they're a great sounding board for them. They've been a big help to some of the younger guys, and like I said, great communicators. That kind of brings a calm to everybody out on the field. Done a great job. I think Buster has done a great job too. He's really been physical on the line of scrimmage. I know I talked about Jarian and Jordan already, but Buster's done a really good job. He's a super diligent guy too. Really detailed in what he does. And I've had a lot of fun coaching him and being around him at this point. But they've all done a great job, and kind of all just mixing them in as we go here with OTAs.
Is that versatility something that you look for with guys like Jarian and Jordan being able to?
Yeah, you love that. You know what I mean? You love to have guys that can play multiple positions. I think Jarian is a guy that can play a bunch of different positions. And Jordan obviously has been able to do that in his career. And hopefully, and I know he will continue to do that with us. But that makes it exciting, because those guys can do a lot of jobs. They're physical guys at the point of attack, which is huge. So you can do more with them in the run game in terms of pressure also in the pass game. So that's been exciting.